Holy One.
A great guy, and his videos are fantastic.
Which to do YouTube? It's Holy One, and this is gonna be my GEX reviews. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, to start off this review, Ori and the Will of the Blind Forest was a great game. However, I beat it in about 4 hours because I'm a speedrunner. So it was a bit shorter than Will of the Wisp was. Will of the Wisp, I would say, is way longer than that game is. And they have added so much more content. So if you're thinking, oh, is this better than the first game? It is leagues ahead of the last game. So definitely. In the last game, I gave it a solid 78. Just because I wish it was longer. So when it comes to gameplay in Ori and the Will of the Wisp, I'd say this game has taken the Metroidvania formula and perfected it. From games I grew up on, like, you know, GEX obviously is a really hard platformer back in the days for you Squaresoft fans. It definitely has the hard vibes that, you know, they get like other games I grew up on is Super Metroid, Metroid 2, Metroid Fusion. Those games I love, and I haven't really enjoyed a Metroidvania platformer as much since maybe even Banjo-Kazooie or something like this, and Ori seems to have really gotten me into that when it comes to the different skills you can unlock, different perks you can equip now, different traversals you go to. Each area you go to, whether it's the lava region, the sand region, or the winter region, you unlock new skills to traverse those regions. And then, like in the Metroid games, when you go back to collect the power cells, in this game, when you unlock new perks in those areas, you want to go back to unlock the secret areas, whether you're doing side quests they've introduced, which is really awesome, as well as different ways to traverse the world, whether you can fly now, spring jump, shoot arrows. The enemies are more difficult now. I beat the game on hard mode, and I did a speed run, and I beat it in about 9 hours with a 70% completion. But that's because I'm like one of them, you know, veteran Metroidvania players. So it wasn't tough for me, but the average playtime, if you're just looking at it, is probably going to be at least 20 plus hours for a normal gamer. And if you're playing on easy, you could probably, or normal or hard, a normal gamer could probably play 30 hours from what I've heard from other people. That's probably the one way I'd see it if you're playing it that long. Let's move on to the art style of Ori and the Will of the Wisps. As you can see, the art style is amazing. It's literally a piece of art. You can see how they've added like higher res textures on the character models closer to the screen while maintaining a balance of things in the background, whether it's the wind blowing, the frog who jumps in the water goes away, or enemies popping on the screen or going distant into the background, things reflecting off of one another. It's quite remarkable that they managed to do this. My favorite kind of art is the Renaissance art, because people say, oh, modern art is trash. I agree. This game reminds me, it's basically, this game I feel like it's in its Renaissance period in gaming, because the Renaissance, you had Michelangelo painting the cathedral with his paint, and back then art was a mathematical thing, and developers are making games like beautiful like this because it's all mathematically done on a computer. So we've gotten to a higher level of making art, and games is definitely taking art form to a new direction with games like Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and I love it. The art direction, I easily can give it a 10 out of 10. Now, when it comes to the story has definitely had me going, oh, no spoilers, of course, but the story was definitely sad because Ori's always been sad. Like, you always go, oh, so the story's no different there. When it comes to how much content they've packed in this game compared to the original Ori, they've definitely added a lot of new, as I said, abilities. The game, like they said, the game is like twice as big. I think the game's like definitely 3 times bigger. So yeah, you're definitely going to get your money's worth out of this, and them charging a slight $10 cost on the game for 30. I'd still think they could charge this game for at least 40, but I think 30 is a great deal for the game. When it comes to technical performance, I had to play this game on PC because there are definitely technical issues on the consoles. I would have developers of Ori, if you're listening, patch the Xbox One S and just cap that thing at 30 FPS, and then lower the resolution on the Xbox One X to like 1440p to get the 60 FPS. Because, as Digital Foundry has said, people would rather have a don't want a stuttery frame rate. They'd rather have a locked FPS, even if it is 30. That way, people who have the X can enjoy 60 FPS, and that. As for PC, I had no difficulties playing this on my Radeon 7 or my 1660 Ti. I had no problems running into issues, but I was playing the Steam version. I've heard that people were having issues with the Windows Store version, though I'm not too sure why that would be. So, I would say, if you can, get the PC version on Steam. The game runs just fine there. So, overall, Ori is a phenomenal game. If you're a fan of the old Metroid games, or a fan of GEX like that, I'm just saying, or a Banjo-Kazooie, and you like the thrill of the difficulty, this game is definitely Metroidvania perfection. I have to dock it a point for the performance on Xbox One, but overall, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is a solid game, and it gets my stamp of approval must buy. So I'm giving Ori beautiful 9 out of 10. Thanks for watching this review, guys. This is GEX's review. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is GEX out.